Hey everybody, Captain CA here and welcome back to the channel. In this edition of FlatsClass YouTube, I'm headed to Texas. That's right, I'm packing today because I'm leaving in the morning. And I have packed every rod and reel setup that I could think of that would be of value to me out there to catch redfish and speckled trout. But I've got to go through that gearbox and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. And to do that, I'm going to ask for you guys to comment down below and tell me, well, you should have brought this or you should have brought that. Because this is all new to me. I haven't been out to Texas to fish in over a decade. That's right, it's been a long, long time. But all that being said, I'm going. I've got two experienced guides, Captain William Townsend, Captain Dylan Mendoza, and both of them have given me a little bit of advice. And even though they are fly fishing aficionados, they're going to be doing light tackle fishing with me in these two episodes. So without further ado, I'm going to walk over here, grab a few more things. I'll meet you at the tailgate. Let's talk about this. All right. You know, when you travel, you can't forget anything. You've got to bring, well, everything and then a little bit more. So I decided to go with this big Yeti Go box here, this big gear box. It holds more than what I'm going to need for a couple of days of fishing, but I'm driving all the way to Texas. I don't want to forget a thing. So it's packed with BUZBE tackle storage ideas and product, tons of Z-Man, Mirrolure, bugs, you name it. But I want to show you guys where my head is when I pack for a trip like this. And please feel free to comment if you think I left something out. But if you're going to do that, make sure you do it soon because I'm getting ready to leave in 24 hours. So let's start up here and I'll turn the camera around. So, like I was saying, when you travel, you got to bring it all, even the kitchen sink. Don't get any second chances. So let's start with this pocket up here. And when I go anywhere, I have too much stuff, but I'm always going to bring a little bit of cleanse oil for helping my gear out in the evening times. I like to bring a little bit of insect repellent. I'm unloading this whole thing for you. Because I called a friend, they told me you better bring some baits that have some chartreuse in them. I ended up going back through after I packed everything and found several fast flats that I could fill up with things that had chartreuse tails, chartreuse heads, you know, just things that I'd rather have than not have. So packing all that up. As we move down into these compartments, I brought a myriad of just hook replacements for things I may need while I'm out there. Looks like I brought a pair of split ring pliers. So that's that pocket there. It's mostly that kind of stuff. This pocket looks like it's leads. Well, it's bobber stops or sinker stops. A lot of Fitzgerald bullet weights, because I do like to use tungsten bullet weights. I have more feel with them. Don't know what type of terrain I'm fishing, whether it's rocky, sandy, grassy. Won't know until I get there. This pocket here, Procure bait scents, variety of stuff. Mostly just bait scents in that pocket there. So that zips that up. These boomerang nippers are awesome. Let's start with the little stuff. I brought plenty of leader material, anything from 15 to 30 pounds, thinking I probably won't need anything heavier than that, or if I do, I'll go pick it up. But a lot of this stuff is Diamond Illusion. Believe it or not, I brought my own rod holder because when I'm doing stuff in the evening time, I like to stick the rod in here, set the drags on some of the stuff, so it's always handy to have this, especially if you're tying knots, things like that. really easy. Some extra spools of diamond for both spinners and some heavier braid for the bait casting reels. And then I brought a bulk spool of 10, just because. Let's see, what else did I bring? I brought hookouts. I know my guys probably have all this stuff. Fish grips, always like to travel with the fish grips. And then it looks like I piled in a fish rag, and I love these glue dispensers for gluing Elastec to jig heads and things like that. It works great. It's fantastic stuff. Shove all that back where it belongs. Keep it nice and neat as I show you. Here, hey, you cannot go to Texas and not bring a little Texas DNA. These are the Bugs fishing jigs. Looks like I've got Beastie Bugs in here. I've got the, what is that, the Hot Heads, the Flats jig, a couple of Ned Bugs, some Redfish curl-tail jigs. Got it all. So, brought those. What do I got here? Terminal tackle. You know, BUZBE just makes great stuff where these things don't slide around because the way they set their boxes up. But looks like I got Texas eyes here, some Z-Man ZWGs, redfish eye, trout eye, chin locks, some extra spinners. Pretty much got everything I need there, so I'm not gonna be hurting in that department. I did go ahead and bring some dirty jigs and some underspins and a couple of BKK rigging hooks just in case. Can't go to Texas without these either. Who goes to Texas without Paul Brown's? And I mean, you got to have that just for luck. Got that. Brought some hard baits. You know, some people are going to ask. So in this box, I've got all my top waters here, various sizes and frequencies. A couple of big 27 MRs and some catch 5s over here, suspending plugs. Then a myriad of colors here, from bright to slightly stained water to more natural colors, all in the MR17. And then I brought plenty of Captain My Tackle is Aquadream spoons, because those spoons seem like they catch fish no matter where I go. And then I brought these quick cubes. Now in the quick cubes, I loaded these up with everything really, but this one is, I can tell you, completely full of Mullitrons, both the 4.5, the 4, and 3.3. I have found that wherever I go that I might want to throw a paddle tail, I'd rather throw a Mullitron. So I did bring a few paddle tails here, though. I brought a couple of diesel minnows in this one, and I think I put some kicker crabs in here as well. This is one that's loaded with primarily the darters, but I think I put a couple of my big TRDs in here and fatty Z's in case I needed a pencil or more of a stick bait. And you can cut those down, by the way, with scissors and make them whatever size you want. And then lastly, my jerk shads. Lots of jerk shads in this quick cube. And this is the standard profiles that you'd fish almost any body of water with, but I wanted to make sure I had them. You know, you never want to not have something. And believe it or not, I'm going to take you to the front seat of the truck, because I literally brought, I'm going to say, a dozen of these Fitzgerald with Bates reels on them. I did put a couple of Shimano spinners on the spinning rods that I brought. I brought 6 casting and 6 spinning. Don't know what, and I know I'm not going to be able to carry all of this tackle, because those guys would die if I showed up like a tourist with all this stuff in a big cart. Hey, we're going to load this up in your skiff. It's not going to be like that at all. I'm going to meet each one of my guides for this. This is going to be a 2-episode trip out to Texas. We're going to fish near Rockport day 1, and then I think we're going to go further south and fish closer to like 9 Mile or whatever on day 2, on the 2nd episode. So after you converse and we we have a couple of brews and a few tacos, I'm sure we will pare this down, and I have some smaller swarm bags from BUZBE, and I'll just put what I need in them and then grab maybe 4 rods and work those 4 rods that day and see how I can fine tune it for the next day. So that's kind of how I prepare for these trips. It's really, you take more than you need, and then you figure out what you absolutely have to have. That's kind of the way I do it. And it's just smart, because when you make a long distance trip like this, you don't get second chances. It's like, I'm not gonna find what I fish with somewhere else, likely. So, but it'll be fun. We haven't been to Texas in a long time. I'm looking forward to bringing you all with me, and I'm sure we'll develop some content out there. Pretty sure it's gonna be how to fish windy conditions, because we're expecting a pretty breezy end of the week out there. And when I say breezy, I'm talking anything from 18 to 30 miles an hour. That's pretty breezy. It's gonna make it a challenge. So if you like what you see here on FlatsClass YouTube, you love the tips, you love all the product reviews, what we do, sharing some of our stuff about FlatsClass University here, and the TV shows are going to start dropping here soon for the new season 18. So if you're into all of that stuff, well, then you owe it to yourself to subscribe. Give us that thumbs up, comment, share this with your friends, because that's how we trend and that's how we grow. I want to be here for you making more videos. So until then, you guys keep those rods bent, and I'll keep some new videos coming.